Hi everyone, it's really great to see you wherever you are today, and I hope you are well. We've recently been bottle feeding a little lamb. He was rejected by his mum. We've got 9 sheep and they've all had twins and some still on the way, and this particular twin was born quite a considerable amount of time after his brother. And so what happened was mum accepted the first one, then there was a long gap and the second one came and she wasn't keen on him at all, and Glenn found him at 2 o'clock in the morning one night in the hedge, and so he brought him home and we've been bottle feeding him since. I wonder why she rejected him. For his part, he's landed on his feet in some ways. He's in a 5-star hotel compared to living in a cold, muddy field where he might have been, and he will be reunited with her eventually. He's landed on his feet. Things have worked out well for him. And that's what sometimes happens when we experience rejection in our lives, when we get the cold shoulder, when we're left out, when we don't get that job, when things don't quite work out in that setting for us, and we move on into something else. Rejection often can lead us into a different direction, can't it? Rejection is often guidance. Rejection in itself is very painful, but actually can be very, very helpful. Think about the life of Joseph in the Old Testament. We might know him best for his coat of many colours. He was betrayed and abandoned by his brothers, left in a ditch, and then he was eventually sold to Egypt. And his betrayal by his brothers was really costly. But of course, being in Egypt meant eventually he became prime minister after a long story and a long, wonderful journey that is really, really worth reading. Genesis chapter 39 to 50, if you've got time. It's a great story. And if he hadn't have been rejected, he wouldn't have found himself in that different place. He eventually became prime minister and Pharaoh's right-hand man, and very influential in that place. And God was always with him. God never left him, even though his family really messed up quite bad. In the Bible we read that Jesus was despised and rejected. John's Gospel tells us that Jesus came unto his own, but his own received him not. It's a very painful thing, isn't it, to be rejected? Even amongst Jesus' closest friends, Thomas doubted him, Peter denied him and betrayed him, and that must have been very painful for him. Rejection often gives us new direction. So these most painful moments of our lives actually turn out for good, as is written about the story of Joseph. The things that his brothers sought to do to harm him, God turned around for good, for the saving of many lives, because he was massively influential in providing food for many, many people in a famine. And so God can turn all of our rejection moments around completely. It's painful, it hurts at the time. It might be family, it might be friends, it might be organisations, it might be workplace, it might be relationships. So I pray that our rejection that we experience in our lives would give us new direction. Take care everyone, lots of love to you. Bye for now.